Welcome everyone to a new episode of Movie Chats with Ant and Brian. Brian for short.
Yeah,
And
that's that's me.
it's you. And today we're going to talk about the 2025 movie The Gorge by Scott Derrickson. First 2025 movie that we review, knowing that we are in
Yeah, it's
2025 now.
exciting
Interesting.
times. Yeah.
Um, I had actually looked for a bit of trivia about this movie. I didn't find a lot. I found one, but I talk about it maybe a bit later when we
All
talk
right.
about the acting, the two actors and the performances. But what I wanted to start with is obviously this movie is a mix of different genres. I would say you have romance, action, and horror a little bit. And I like that when movies do it well, I think it really pays off. What did you think of this one? Did you think they mix it
The
well?
pacing was off for me. I
Mm,
thought that they spent too much time on the Levi Drasa storyline. They just spent so much time building that up, and then they went, "All right, we're a horror movie. Let's go. Let's get them into the gorge now." And
mm,
then it didn't really feel like there was a lot of time down there. It was like all of a sudden they're back up, and then it's the big finale. I was
yeah.
a little bit let down by that.
Mm,
I thought it could have been done a lot better.
yeah. Um, my thought on that is they don't they don't pull it off on all the genres. Uh, Funny enough, I actually think the romance between the two is the one where they do the best. I was quite
Right?
engaged with their
Yeah.
relationship. Second one, I would put the action. I thought it was okay. You could have some angles a little bit engaging. We can talk about the CGI as well, but I think it was a bit too over reliant on bad CGI. It didn't look real at all. And the horror part, I thought was a fail. It's when they go down to the gorge, it becomes very stupid, very fast. So yeah, it's for me, it's quite imbalanced the way that they mix the genres.
Yeah, when you got down there, it was almost like I was watching Kong Skull Island, where it's all the bad creepy crawlies and just the kind of the zombies were a little bit too e
Yeah,
what were they? Were they zombies? Were they the undead? Then they were so easy to kill. It just felt I don't know what they were trying to do. It
I
just
I don't know. It's more. I kept on thinking, give that to another director like Sam Raimi, for example, and you would have something so good and so creative in terms of horror that would have been very, very interesting. So I don't think you have a couple of imagery that is not too bad, but it's definitely not groundbreaking. The CGI, as I said before, is pretty bad. Um, but also when they go down to the gorge, it's exposition galore. And that's horrible. They go down, there is this movie reel that is ready to tell them everything that happened with the scientists during World War II. And then there is this computer that they can access with very classified documents, not protected at all. And they get into that and they keep on talking and talking and talking about the entire plot. It's like, stop, please.
so now we know what the gorge is. Oh, is that what it is? It's yeah, it did feel like it was just thrown down your face. This is what it is. This is what happened. This is these are all the answers. All the questions you've had for the last hour and 20 minutes.
But it's too much. You should have left a little bit of mystery and focus on it looking good and being interesting because you set up those characters so well for us to care about them. You don't need all that. Very, very unneeded.
Yes. Um, I want to talk about something with the love story. Did
Mm-hmm.
you notice? I'm pretty sure there was about a 25 minute sequence where neither of them spoke.
Yes.
It was all just done through the notice boards, and it got to about I would say about 20 minutes. I thought to myself, I don't actually remember here the last time someone spoke. I think it was, yeah, it's all uh, just on the written notice boards. It's all non-verbal communication,
Yeah,
them playing chess with one another, the Queen's Gambit,
that was my piece of trivia.
and then them doing the drumming thing, Whiplash.
Exactly. It's
Uh,
I'm gonna put my piece of trivia out there.
uh,
Apparently, those two things were already in the script before they were cast,
yeah,
and Miles Taylor and Anya Taylor-Joy wanted that to be removed, but the director said, "No, happy
yeah,
coincidence, but we keep it." So
yeah.
yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it actually worked really well. I thought it
I
was
know.
actually if it's such a coincidence that it was already in the script, and yeah, that was just it was a nice little nod to both of them, I thought. But yeah, I quite liked that. That was very well done.
Yeah, um, I really like the romance between the two of them. I think you're right. The way that they establish how they start to communicate, being separated by the gorge, all on the noteboards, and they are playing like chess across, the gorge, and he's playing the drum, and it's. I really like that. They're very. That was well done, and I think the fact that they are both very charming actors and they have very good chemistry in the
Yeah,
movie really,
yeah,
really helps when they finally meet and they have the rabbit pie
yeah,
date. Um, and the music as well. I actually really love the music in this movie.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
very well done.
And then there's some of the camera shots as well,
Mm.
especially during the date where they're kind of uh, I guess they're lying on the floor, but it's the camera is tilted sideways. So, and then they come back up and the camera tilts another 90 degrees. I thought that was really well done. I thought some of them that was very well.
I will remember this because it looks like the camera is dancing with them. And then I
Yeah,
think he dips out to the floor and the camera, as you were saying, goes sideways. And it was a very cute scene that I really like.
yeah,
But then yeah, we're an action horror movie. Let's get to it.
yeah. Did you think it was too long? A little over 2 hours.
Uh, Potentially, but it's not like I was looking at my watch, like, saying, "Oh my God, when is that gonna end?" It's telling its story. It takes, I wouldn't say it takes its time, like, it actually does it. It didn't feel overlong to me. What do you think?
Just a little bit. I think it could have been
Mm,
edited down a little bit. I think there's parts of it were too extended to just to pad out that runtime. I think you probably
yeah,
could have cut out some of the love, the kind of the conversational between them with the notes. You could have probably, but then what do you cut? Do you cut for just the sake of cutting? I can't really think of much that you'd
yeah.
need to cut. So it's just, is it a gripe? Maybe, but it's okay. All right. Sigourney Weaver, he plays a spook type role.
Yeah,
I found it very similar to a role she's played in the past. Have you seen the movie Paul with uh, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg
yeah,
with the
with the
alien?
alien,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I've
very
seen
sim
this one. Yeah,
very similar to because she was like the big guy or something like that in that very similar role that I found. I just a little thing I found that she was very similar, that she was the one calling the shots from behind the scenes. Then she came to the base at the very end and to kind of
yeah. I mean,
do what she did.
she gets three scenes maybe in the movie. But if you wanted to edit out a few things, I think you could have cut her almost completely, and then you wouldn't be fine. Like, you would have had a story without this big conspiracy that she's part of or whatever that is really
Yeah,
not needed. Yeah, it's not that she's bad in it, but the character is a bit useless.
yeah, a bit redundant. Yeah.
Mm.
What else? how did you feel that Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy did in the character roles? Were they believable in their kind of how they handled themselves as snipers, as army vets, and that kind of stuff?
I actually thought they were good.
Same.
Yeah, it's they can pull it off. Like, both of them. I was a bit scared when I first heard her accent that she was, putting on an Eastern European accent. It was like, oh, where is that headed? But it's okay. She doesn't lean too hard into it. And then it makes sense in the story. So that was fine. And I think he was pretty good in the sort of, yeah, army vet, a bit broody, a bit, brooding, have a PTSD a little bit as well. Yeah, I think that was weaved in and actually pretty well and pretty well acted and not too heavy.
Yeah, because he's a little bit older now. I did note in one of his
Mm,
earlier scenes um, when he's on the beach at the very beginning. He does look he does look a little bit older now. So he's I don't know how old he is, but he looks like he can handle this type of role now. He's done that role in Whiplash where he's the young
yeah,
kid who gets, absolutely verbally abused. That was what he could do when he was that age. This is what he can do at this age. I thought he did. Yeah, I thought they did both quite well.
yeah, no, definitely. Cool.
He's,
Yeah, did you have anything else or should we go into
um,
scoring?
I'll do one more little thing. I noticed that at the bookends of the movie, at the very beginning, I almost found it had a bit of Steven Soderbergh kind of vibes. When
Hmm.
Levi's driving towards the beach, it does really quick cuts of the same kind of scene. He's driving, and I think you can see like the time on the dashboard, and it snips, it cuts to a later time, and later in the movie, it's Draza at the beach in
Hmm.
daylight and it does the same thing. It just cuts where she's kind of on one part of the screen, then the other. It's, I thought that was really well done. It was kind of dark for Levi at the beginning, light for Draza at the end. It was a little bit symbolic of where they were at that time in that kind of time of the movie, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Oh,
Cool.
scoring?
Let's go into scoring. Do you want to start
I'm
or
I'm going to go 3.5.
nice?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I'd probably watch it again. It's not an amazing movie, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. I go 3 out of 5. As I was saying, it's a mix of genres, but I don't think that it pulls it off all the way. Especially the horror part is pretty much for let down, and I thought the CGI was very, very bad and distracting and really sucked me completely out of it. Um, but that being said, it's an entertaining movie for what it is. So 3 out of 5, not bad.
Very good.
Cool. Well, thank you
Oh,
for listening. Please follow, share, comment, do all that, and we'll talk to you next time.
will do. Take care, everyone.
Take care.